crazy shit. And cults. It's going to be an army. Tapes reveal GOP plan to contest election. Can I just say that in the era of cell phones and everything being recorded, being digital, I love that media still uses the term tape. Because I do too. I'm a little old school. Like, when I was young, all I had access to for a long period of time was cassette tapes because they were super cheap and out of, they were like CDs when I was young was the new thing, right? So cassettes were like really cheap because no one liked them anymore. And so because I was poor, right, my mom would just get me a bunch of cassettes. So I love tapes. I love tape. I love to tape things like with a VHS. I love the tape vernacular. So I'm so glad that even though like this is just recorded on a fucking cell phone, right? These motherfuckers are still like, we got the tape. We taped it. It's great. This is the one thing I'm with the boomers on. I love tapes. All right, so video recordings of Republican Party operatives, this is from Politico, meeting with grassroots activists provide an inside look at a multi-pronged strategy to target and potentially overturn votes in Democratic precincts. Install trained recruits as regular poll workers and put them in direct contact with party attorneys. Now, I just want to say I've read a bunch of stories of this since before 2020 because they started doing this before 2020. But then of course January 6th happens and then they ramp it up. How many Democratic lawmakers do you think are aware of this? And then also, how many Democratic lawmakers are aware of it and then also going to do anything? What percentage? I'm going to go with the 0 to 1%. It's possible maybe a couple people have read one of these articles. So, and it's possible one of them might introduce a resolution, right? But let's be honest, right? Are they going to do anything? No. This plan, as outlined by a Republican National Committee staffer in Michigan, includes utilizing rules designed to provide political balance among poll workers to install party-trained volunteers prepared to challenge voters at Democratic majority polling places, developing a website to connect those workers to local lawyers, and establishing a network of party-friendly district attorneys who could intervene to block vote counts at a certain precinct. So what this is saying, basically, is in heavily Democratic districts, they're going to install, we got to be fair. So, if a district is, 80% voting for Dems, major cities often are going to be, 80% Democrat, right? Well, we got to be fair, so they're going to go 50-50 on the poll workers. And then the Republican poll workers are just going to troll the shit out of people and just slow down the lines. And, the slower the lines are, the more trolling, the more frustrated people get, the more people are to just, I got to go to work. I don't have time for this. And then they nope out. So, that's the goal. You ever deal with a shitfuck poll worker? Most of them are great. I've been voting a couple of elections now. Most poll workers, I like them. They're nice people. But sometimes you meet a fucking shitfuck poll worker who's just in a bad mood and just is so slow. I remember and it's not even intentional. I remember the first time I voted, my first vote ever cast was for Bernie Sanders, by the way. Right? But the first time I ever voted, there was an old lady, and God bless her heart, right? She's doing what she loves to do. She's probably been doing this her whole life. But man, was she slow. Here's your ballot. Wait. And then she's looking through the pile for the right one. Oh. And then, because they always lick their fingers and get their fucking bullshit gross. So there you go. And then it's if she would have just speed up the process, I wouldn't have had to wait in line for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. So they're going to do that strategy, but on purpose, is what I'm trying to say. Being a poll worker, you have just so many more rights and things you can do to stop something than as a poll challenger, said Matthew Seafried, the RNC's election integrity director. Yeah, it's all about election integrity. It's always election integrity. Oh, it's just the integrity of the election. Reminder, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. He is the president. Donald Trump is the loser. Said, the RNC's election integrity director for Michigan, stressing the importance of obtaining official designations as a poll worker in a meeting with GOP activists in Wayne County last November 6th. It is one of a series of recordings of GOP meetings between summer of 21 and May of this year, obtained by Politico, backing up those frontline workers. I love how they call them that. Yeah, they're all frontline workers. That's how they make, they're all spies, right, to fuck over democracy and install their party as dictators, right? But, again, it's all this vague language. It's about election integrity. These are our frontline workers. What, you don't like the workers? Why are you so rude against the workers? They're trying to protect election integrity. Don't you understand? It's going to be an army. Seyfried promised at October 5th training session, we're going to have more lawyers than we've ever recruited, because let's be honest, that's where it's going to be fought, right? Seyfried also said the RNC will hold workshops and equip poll workers with a hotline and website developed by Zendesk, a software support company used by online retailers, which will allow them to live chat with party attorneys on Election Day. In a May 22 training session, he said he'd achieved a goal set last winter. More than 5,600 individuals had signed up to be poll workers, and several days ago he submitted an initial list of 850 names to the Detroit clerk. That's a lot. As far as poll workers, that's a lot. That's a lot of motherfuckers that are willing to be drones in the stupid dumb fuck army. Democrat Janice Winfrey, who serves as the clerk, would be bound to pick names from the list submitted by the party under a local law intended to ensure bipartisan representation and an unbiased team of precinct workers. Unbiased bipartisan representation? Yes, it's about election integrity. Don't you understand? Yeah, every election, the city goes 87% for Democrats, but got to go 50-50. Otherwise it's not fair. What? Separately, Politico obtained Zoom tapings, again with tapings. They caught it on tape, of Tim Griffin, legal counsel to the Amistad Project, a self-described election integrity group that Donald Trump's former lawyer Rudolph Giuliani once portrayed as a partner in the Trump campaign's illegal efforts to overturn the 2020 election, meeting with activists from multiple states and discussing plans for identifying friendly district attorneys who could stage real-time interventions in local election disputes. Time is of the essence in this kind of shit. They want to get all their shit-ass fucking conspiracies out there to muddy the waters, right? And so that way the real stories get buried, right? People get turned off. They don't even vote. It's all the writings on the wall. Are the Democratic people running for office going to talk about this? Some of them will, sure. But is Nancy Pelosi going to talk about this? No. She wants a strong Republican Party.
Here I am, Nancy Pelosi, saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, and we do.
She wants a strong... Well, you got one. There we go. Wish has been granted. You got a strong Republican Party? Great job, Nancy. On the recording, Griffin speaks of building a nationwide network of district attorney allies and how to create a legal trap for Winfrey. Remember, guys, we're trying to build out a nationwide district attorney network. Your local district attorney, as we always say, is more powerful than your congressman. Griffin said during a SEP 21 meeting, They're the ones that can seat a grand jury. They're the ones who can start an investigation, issue subpoenas, make sure that the records are retained, etc. And of course, they're going to select which records are going to be retained. So you can read the rest of this. We got an elephant here. That's cool. You can read the rest of this here, but they're going to fuck us all in the face. And the only people that have any power to stop them, they're just going to watch it happen. So, great job, America. Here we go again.